A lot of damage over onto King R. If he had one more right click, I think he might be able to get it. But the glimpse as well as the static storm and now Blizzy. It looks like he is just going to be another casualty for the side of Navi. These rotations from Dream, they've really been quite spot on.
Credit to King R in here though. Getting the vision for the glimpse and just instantly killing the static storm.
Yeah, he was positioned aggressively throughout those trees. He was really hoping the rest of the team would be able to come to take advantage of this ward where they saw magical farming. But I think they'll just settle for the Blizzy kill.
Crystallize working his way towards a BKB. And I do really like this. Empire keeps focusing him, and when he gets a BKB, the only real reliable way to take him down is going to be the Doom.
Yeah, talking about Crystallize on the bottom lane, he's managed to find Mandon. They do have Blizzy. They popped on the wall, but they have the cores to hold in place. They've also brought time. That should give them some vision, especially with the Firefly. And they have enough damage when they're able to put the distance between Blizzy and this Drow Ranger. But all the meanwhile, he's able to find Seneko. They have the ultimate from Cypher. It's not enough on King Up. And they've glimpsed Crystallize back. Do they have enough to stop the Drow Ranger TPing out? They don't have any TP interruption because Kodos, he's not able to get there quite in time. So trading off your offlaner for Seneko, Navi, they'll probably call that even, if not a tiny bit better.
At the same time, this does open up a lot of space for Empire to potentially pressure this tier 2 tower. There is no Omni Slash, there is no wall. They could try to do something, but it doesn't look like they're in the mood for it. They just want to finish up the Drow Ranger BKB.
Yeah, Kodos, he's got himself a haste rune, so if they get vision of one of the Navi players out of position, they definitely should be able to capitalize this with an Expo. I feel like King R's playing very well on this Disruptor. He's set up kills again and again and getting close to setting up even more. But you talked about that pressure that they would be able to exert with the death of Seneko, and it looks like they are mounting for at least this tier 1 here at bottom.
Yeah, and it's quite unlikely that Navi defends here. Drow Ranger instead going for the split push. Gonna try to make this into a trade if Empire even gets this tier 1. It's still quite high HP.
Yeah, the rest of the side of Empire, they smoked up here into their ward, but no one farming in the triangle means they're not going to find it. But they have a good idea where Drow is because they know she was just pushing top. And it looks like they're going to take the long way around looking for Crystallizer's Drow.
The smoke did run out though, and Navi has perfect vision of this area where Empire is going, so they should be able to see this coming and just TP away.
Yeah, this ward over here, they're realizing that everyone's coming in, and as you're right, just right in the trees, the instant TPs away. Both Seneko as well as Drow, they're gonna get out there. This ward really playing dividends. King R obviously realizes it's there because they jetted way too quickly. But a ward for your life, that's definitely a trade I think you take. Yeah,
that ward getting dewarded just means that it did its job.
So, you talked about the eventual Agnims, and it looks like he is going that after the Dual Scepter. So they're going to have lots of answers for this drop TP. I feel this is like they have three Jug spin TP cancels here. They have the Fiend Script, they have the Ag Stream Coil, as well as the Batrider Lasso. So it's honestly not a free Jug game for the side of Dream here.
No, far from it. He really needs his team to support him. Because if he's the only farmed hero and he has to do some heavy carrying, he needs to make sure that they get at least a good Doom, a good Static Storm, stuff like that. Because this isn't, like you said, an easy Jug game.
Yeah, magical. We are starting to see this Midas pay off as Maelstrom completed, and he'll have that full Dragonlance pretty soon.
It's funny to note that both Sniper as well as Drow Ranger are gonna have to do cooldowns on their stuff.
Yeah, in the Roche pit actually, Empire, they seem to have realized that Navi, they had no idea this was happening. Obviously they scouted out with the end there of Blizzy, but a sneaky Roshan from the side of Empire, and now they're looking to get aggressive with that Aegis ultimate dream. They seem to know where Mad goes. The third force to get King R in position for him, and now Mad he's definitely gonna go down.
Dream just hits so hard right now with an Aegis as well, working towards the Mionia. This Jug is super strong right now, and I'm not sure if Navi even though it's a tough jug game, has the tools to deal with him right now, especially with this Aegis.
Yeah, if Empire, they continue grouping up together, I'm not quite sure if Navi can fight into it. Just King R with his glimpses, the vision, the deep wards, they just know exactly where Magical is hiding, and I love that surge. Usually you see a surge on a melee hero. They have the lasso over here on Kodos, but the glimpse is going to be able to break that lasso. Kodos, he's going to be just fine. The sleep bomb over here, but the Omnisat is on top of the base. They know he spent his sleep. Drow Ranger able to TP away just in time. This blink on the Doom, just a little bit too late. And I'm curious if we see him switch his Hellbent Smasher for that central creep, so just so that they have that blink Warstomp initiation for the side of Empire.
He's probably looking for it, but the moment you want to find it, it's gonna take a while, because that's just how Dota works.
Yeah, that is the God's honest truth. Whenever you want a certain type of creep, it never spawns. Or it does spawn, and then you see your carry killing it right there in front of you.
It's just like when you're playing a magic damage hero, the first camp that's guaranteed to spawn is the Mud Golems. It's just Dota.
They found the Bat Rider in the bottom lane. He was thinking about TPing away, but they had the X on top of him. There's nothing he can do. And they're just using the X so that he's able to regen here, bring out a few items here on Cyx, and they're going to continue this push on the bottom lane.
Yeah, there is kind of nothing that can stop them from taking a tier 2. We spoke about Sniper being good at defending high ground, but it's way too risky for Navi to try and defend a tier 2 here.
Yeah, I also love the position here from the Doom. He's ready in case anyone tries to defend from this side to just go right in. King R looking for a deal, and they are actually pushing high ground on the side of Empire. No Bat Rider for 7 seconds. Are they going to continue this aggression? Obviously, they do have the Aegis here on Tree, but just with the grapple on the Sniper is enough to send them packing.
Yeah, Navi has 2 super long range, high damage ranged heroes. So trying to push into that is super risky without getting a pick off first.
But Empire, it looks like it actually was a bit of a fake back. They're still controlling this high ground, and just seeing if the side of Navi are going to continue pushing out. But Navi, it looks like they have some sort of idea this is happening. The smoke, I think it broke over on Cyx, so he wasn't smoked initially. They know exactly where the side of Empire are now.
Radiant's top tower is
Empire is in such a strong position right now, though. Being uphill next to the shrine, Navi isn't gonna fight into that, no way.
Yeah, the Radiant, they even have a successful scan, so they don't have an idea where Seneko is. Seneko, without the rest of the team, they're gonna find him inside the trees. Goes for the sleep, but now he has nothing yet to defend himself from that torrent, and the rest of the damage that's gonna be coming out from the Empire side.
I feel like Seneko is completely fine with this, and Seneko as a player does this quite a lot, just putting himself in a dangerous position just to scout out the enemy, and he knows that nothing big is gonna happen because of his death. Like, no major fights, no major pushes, all the lanes are in a decent position, but this is just one of those deaths that is just not that important. I mean, you give a bit of gold, but you get so much information.
Yeah, Navi, I do want to say they honestly, they totally correctly identified that Empire was sitting on this high ground, and they decided, you know, Empire, if they're not going to try siege our high ground, we might as well go farm. So they just went to their jungle and took over this Empire shrine area. They're just swapping jungles, really. But Dream continuing his push in the mid lane, and this is a very important tower.
is under attack.
Once again, Seneko.
Oh, Seneko, they find him once again. I'm not quite sure about that death, because they definitely knew that they were there. And with the base dead for another 30 seconds, Dream is going to start sieging Navi. They even use their glyph. Crystallize does need to be careful as they're able to get an exit. Actually, the silence over here, but they have the lasso over here. They're probably going to be able to take King off. But the only sense of Crystallize, he's got this beginning, but it's not enough to save his life. It's like 64 seconds without the Drow Ranger Tree, such a heads-up play, and also the Doom on top of the Sniper. The Aegis is expiring, but they're definitely going to get a tier 3 on Navi, if not more. Nice.
Yeah, Dream just correctly recognizing that Drow with no background.
Oh, and the note here. They see him TP in. Blizzy with that tree call. It's onto the 4 of them. Now Magical, they have the green chip onto the cream. They know he doesn't have the aim, but do they have enough damage to decide? He's summed up like that torrent, and he's just spinning happily here on cream. They're all getting very low, but they're definitely going to be able to get these back. Godos, he pops his BKB, and he's able to get the kill on the base once again. They are losing people now. They've lost 3. They've lost the Juggernaut. Now Kodos, they're remaining. Zayax with his Twink Dagger needs a little bit more damage. Kodos obviously does have this armlet, but the ultimate bomb, the sniper, isn't going to be enough. He's toggling his armlet pretty well, but he will eventually go down to Blizzy as well as Light. At least I'm saying that, like Kodos, this armlet toggling has been impeccable. He's fighting against 3 of the side of Navi. They put down the static storm. But that's not going to be able to kill off the puck, and now it looks like Kigar, he might be in real trouble with this Thunder Strike. Zayax is going to drop, but Magical, he's the one you didn't want to tangle with if you are Kigar. Kigar, he's going to be pursued. They have the ultimate, they're going back on top, but Blizzy is going to run forward for this. He does have the blink a little bit more. He doesn't have the Dream Call, and Kigar, he might actually be able to live through this.
What a player, Kigar, just casually taking down the Batrider and running away from 2 of Navi's scariest heroes. That's just Kigar for you.
So, can you break down to me what exactly happened in this engagement in the base? How did it go so wrong for Navi and then so wrong for Empire the other way?
Well, Drow kind of committed on to killing the healing ward as well as trying to silence the Darkseer, but at the same time, Dream was like, alright, you're gonna walk close to me, I'm just gonna only slash you. And I feel like Crystallize didn't really saw that aggression coming, because he was completely alone and he desperately tried to run to his team, but at that point it was already too late.
Yeah, and then, yeah, I have to agree with you there. But Navi, they lost their melee barracks, but with all those exit kills they were able to get, does it mean they at least pull even in that? Or do you still feel losing this melee barracks is a really big issue for them?
I feel like it's definitely Empire favored, but at the same time, losing 1 or 2 racks isn't the end of the world for Navi, because they do have this sniper, they have this Drow Ranger, so they're gonna skill insanely well.
But talking of scaling insanely well, you just have to look at the farm that Dream has been able to get.
Oh, for sure, and when he gets a Linken's, it's gonna be even harder to deal with him.
Yes, and now they're asserting their map control. They've taken the tier 3, so now these shrines are forfeit. And that's going to mean that Navi, they just feel that slightly bit less safe going out on the map.
I would love seeing Crystallize actually build this Eagle Song into an E-Blade. Just making sure that whoever Jack Omni slashes isn't instantly going to die. Because Jack is very far away from another fire.
Yeah, I have to agree with you that we've seen Drows build these shotguns before, and it's just so helpful, and especially when you get this cooldown reduction, it means it's a pretty low cooldown nuke coming from your Drow Ranger.
It looks like Crystallize isn't gonna do it this game. Just feeling like that evasion and extra bit of damage is gonna be more important. And I mean, 35% evasion, it's nothing to scoff at, so I don't really blame him.
As Empire, they were looking to see if the Roshan has respawned. There's the possibility it is back up, but it looks like they just want to get another pickup. They want to continue what they're doing. They even ping out the ward, not willing to deward it to reveal their smoke. And they're controlling this high ground area. Once again, the smoke does pop a Dream. They have an idea. Seneko, he's going to be instantly stunned up by that time. That's great. He's killed the Ocean on the back line. All they're going to do is Magical, but he gets him into the creeper. But the chain lightning procs, they are enough to kill Magical. And that's a big kill. The sniper is a big part of their high ground defense. Seneko, he's been able to live for a little while because they committed 4 to 4. But 2 kills here on the side of Empire. They do have the creep wave pushing in on this mid lane, and it looks like this tier 3 top is where they want to be going. Blizzy has completed that Agnum Scepter now. So they do have that tiny bit more control, but Dream, it just feels to me like he's been able to just run through to the back lines and either find the Drow Ranger or this sniper in the fight inside Vampire.
Yeah, he's finding a crucial Omni slash every single fight, so props to Dream. It gets a bit easier because of the Darkseer though. Being searched in really makes it that much easier to find the proper Omni slashes, but credit to Empire as a whole. They keep going for these pickups and they keep finding crucial heroes.
Yeah, I feel like this surge, I mean, we talked about the Darkseer during the draft, how he's never made it through, and it just feels like this surge on on these carries such as an Ursa, such as Juggernaut. It just allows them to find whoever they want in the fights. And now Empire, they're finding objectives that they want as well.
Navi going for a smoke though. This could be a huge fight. There is no Omnis left for 50 seconds.
Yeah, and they have the Aghanim Dream Call. That'll be a really big way to start the fight. Finley, he uses Dream Call. It is onto, I think he's caught the end of two. But Dream, he's able to get out that final second match. And now Snake, full time to stand on. They bring back Crystallize. There is no Omnis left for this, but they just don't have quite enough damage to be able to kill off Dream. He is stunned, and there's a lot of damage, but this Crystal is going to work. They're trying to catch on to Blizzy, but it looks like it's been a 1-1 crate. Oh, Crystallize, he tries to keep you away, but they have the glimpse. It's still up, and the Thunder Strike. They've lost Crystallize once again, dead for 70 seconds. Oh, I think this is definitely going to net the Roshan for the side of Empire.
Wait, did Drow Ranger sell her Talisman of Evasion?
Yeah, it looks like she decided on this Ethereal Blade. Like we said, it's able to help them out during the fights, but it's not able to stop you from getting Glimpse TP once your BKB runs out.
Yeah, I think she actually sold it, because it was in the courier, but it's nowhere to be found now.
Anyway, Empire feels like they have a really big advantage here with this Aegis and just the way the fights have been going. What can Navi do to turn this around? Do they just have to sit high ground and hope to take a good fight? Obviously with the Sniper and the Drow Ranger, defending high ground is pretty good for them.
I think at that point that's really their only hope, because they don't really have great pickoffs. They have disables for the pickoffs, but they can't really burst someone, even if they do get a lasso into Fiend Spirit, especially Dream, who has a Lincoln Spear now. So yeah, high ground defense is pretty much their only shot, because they can't really take fights outside base, because all of Empire is just so tanky.
Yeah, and I just love what they're doing. They're deciding to, you know, they're using the X to help push these waves out, but keeping everyone together, not letting Navi really regain their map control. They've already lost all their shrines, they've lost their outer towers, and they're trying to get some wards, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Empire eventually deward them all.
Does Empire have a gem right now? Because I feel like it would be a great purchase for them.
I don't think I can see one on any of the supports. King R, he has had a bunch of sentries and maybe thinking about bringing one out, but no, there's actually the Blink Dagger from Adden. So we might start to see some big walls. I feel like the Darkseer, his impact, you know, you don't really see it when it's not in these walls, but these surges as well as these Iron Shells have actually been paying off. It's kind of that hidden damage and the Darkseer effect, isn't it?
And speaking about about impact, King I is 3/4 of the way there to his Aghanim Scepter. Almost support.
Oh, Zyax, he's trying to cut this wave and they TP back with another one. He's not going to be able to escape from this kinetic field, but they've actually used the glimpse. But Kodos, he comes back once again. So with that X as well as the torrents, they're going to be able to get the kill over onto Zyax. But this does mean they've given up their full 5-man position here to just take control of this wave that the Batrider has been considering putting in.
Yeah, it buys a bit more space for the rest of Navi to try and get some farm up before the inevitable high ground push. Because I do feel like Empire wants to use this Aegis, even if it is very hard, to try and go high ground against the Sniper and a Drow.
Seneko, it looks like he's deciding to sacrifice his life here, showing they have the vision, gets to sleep over onto the Darkseer, but I don't think it really does matter. He uses the Enfeeble, just casting all his spells before he goes down Seneko. Eventually they will find it, but he's just being so annoying. They surge forward Kodos, so he finally gets the X. Put the sleep, so he's not going to be pulled back. Seneko's actually just creating so much space, wasting this Aegis timing for the side of Empire, and allowing Navi to just get a tiny bit of breathing room. Seneko, he bought a full almost minute there.
I feel like he was channeling the spirit of envy, being 7k gold behind and dying next to the enemy fountain.
Yeah, Crystallize, BKB as well as the Ethereal Blade is going to get that Hurricane Pike, and so that means hopefully they'll be able to save a few more people from the Juggernaut, just be able to kite out that surge timing, hopefully.
It's still so poor on this Drow Ranger. We generally don't see a Drow Ranger be this far behind. He's had a really tough game so far, getting caught out time and time again, and in these fights he isn't really able to right-click freely.
So they have another minute left on the Aegis for the side of Empire, and it looks like finally they are gearing up for this push with the last minute of the remaining. The mid lane was decently pushed, and now Dream, he really wants to see who's out, but he's tanking a lot of damage there from both Crystallize as well as Miracle Sniper.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Dream thinks his healing ward is going to be kept safe. The ultimate there does break the link of this, but there's no other Stormbringer battle. But no, they broke his next hit, they pull him back. They still have the Aegis for a little bit of a while. They have the Doom over to Blizzy, but so he's not going to be as basic. Crystallize with the BKB. The timing is fading off, and he's going to just have Beast solo on his hand. This is why I feel they have the X bring you back. Dream, he has the orange if he's not hit, but it looks like he just wants from the Aegis. The Ethereal Blade is off him. They've lost the Aegis, but it was expiring anyway, and now Crystallize Totem is on top of him. They have the X that's worse against that Crystallize. He's going to go down the speed script on top of the BKB over him, but no Crystallize for 70 seconds. They have a lot of damage. Oh, they're going to lose the King Cooker. Yes, no, but he eats the cheese. Koga's able to save himself the Omni-Time. It does mean they lose the Batrider, but Magical outputting a lot of damage here from as well. Have they overextended? Soneco, he's able to save himself. The ultimate there, they have a lot to do, and Soneco is only lost 2. They buy back on the Batrider. They have the Yules on top of Kodum. Do they have the control for him? They don't have the control, but they do have the raw damage coming out from Magical. And so for the Cyber Empire, they haven't been able to take an objective. They've lost their Aegis. Navi, they might have lost 2 and forced out a buyback from the Batrider, but it doesn't really matter. And Blizzy, he's still pursuing. He doesn't have the Dream Coil, but will he be able to catch Matters? The Yule Scepter is off cooldown in another second, but it looks like he's settling for the creep wave. Not going to find this Darkseer, and he doesn't have vision of him.
They went so deep on Empire. They were like, we can kill buildings, but we can also just dive the throne. I feel like if they were a bit more disciplined, they could have just gone back, tried to reset, and just go for the push again, but instead they dove really deep, and I feel like they still got out slightly ahead because they did force 2 buybacks on the side of Navi, but ultimately I feel like they could have been a bit more disciplined and just went for the buildings instead.
Yeah, I did like what Navi did, however, with the Sniper Ultimate as well as the Pat Lasso. I really thought, you know, it was just some casual harass, but they played it really well. They brought the drug deep, but the Juggernaut, he knew his Aegis was expiring, so he didn't expend any of his abilities knowing he would go down, and just waited till he was full health and full HP before, you know, actually using any of his survivability skills. I thought that was really heads-up play by Dream, knowing the timing of that Aegis.
It looks like he's going for a blink now as well. He's like, I am super strong right now, I just need to get in your face, and that tends to be very difficult against Sniper and Drow Ranger, but a blink would certainly help.
Yeah, it's, I mean, especially he has this surge, he has the phase boost very fast, and Drow Ranger still not having that Hurricane Pike. She doesn't have any sort of mobility of her own to be able to get away.
Yeah, we see Sniper keeping up, but Drow Ranger just keeps dying in these fights, and because she is only super long range instead of extremely long range like Sniper, she has quite a difficult time farming up these creep waves outside the base.
Yeah, and Magical Sniper with this MKB, it started to feel like he does hit extremely hard. If he doesn't get caught out, you know, we saw the damage he was able to wreak havoc on from the back line.
Oh yeah, for sure. And when this Sniper finishes up Mjolnir plus maybe 1 more damage item like a Daedalus, it's gonna be almost impossible for Empire to really push this high ground, because their jump isn't that great. They don't have this super long range initiation, they just have a few blinks, but Sniper can just attack outside of blink range and then have a Hurricane Pike on top of that. So I feel like Empire needs to go with next Aegis, otherwise this game is gonna go super long again. So,
do you think Empire, they are going to wait for the next Aegis, hoping that the timing of it is decent so that they can pick up one of these heroes without buybacks and then have that 5-on-4 fight?
I mean, ideally you just want to get a pick-off on preferably the Sniper, but any pick-off should be good enough to at least take the tier 3 on top. Blizzy trying to get himself a Lincoln Sphere, which is gonna help him a little bit, but I still feel like Navi is just lacking a little bit of...
Oh, over here they catch the lasso on top of the jungle. Do they hit enough damage? They have the wall down. He's getting very low. The Omni attack. No, but they have the free kill on him. He used the man style, but they have managed to get the kill. The jungle actually no buyback on him. him. And now Seneko, it looks like he's going to be the casualty for King R. They just need to be able to get a slow on him, but actually the Ethereal Blade as well as the Sniper ultimate is enough. A nice initiation there. They have the Doom over onto Blizzy. They know he doesn't have a buyback, but they're sticking around in this mid lane, and the whole side of Navi is coming in. Now Zyx, no lasso. They're going to try and surge away. The deny even on top of Blizzy, not letting them get that money for the side of Empire. They find Zyx. He puts his BKB, but he doesn't have a TP. Actually chasing, has a gem, doesn't have a blink tagger for a little bit, but is able to get over these high grounds, and they are able to stop that blink tagger of Sayat. He is still affected by a little bit of the flame break. The vision provided a magical from the low ground. Navi taking a great fight there at where their shrine used to be.
Dream was literally 1 second away from having Omni Slash ready, so it was probably not intended, but very nicely timed by Navi, getting that fight slightly before he got this Omni Slash. Looks like Magical does have the money for Mjolnir right now if he does want to commit for it. And at the same time, his Flies...
In this bottom lane, they found Madden, but they don't have anything to stop his TP. Not enough mana for the lasso quite. The Madden able to TP out in front of the Jar Ranger as well as Xyx.
And Crystallize does have the money for his Hurricane Pike now if he wants to commit for it. But it looks like both him as well as Magical just want to save for buyback for now.
Yeah, Xyx, he did get the gem that you said maybe the side of Empire should have. So it looks like most of the Radiant Vision, if we swap to their Vision, they've been able to get rid of it. Other than this deep ward here around the tier 3, they haven't checked for that just yet.
Yeah, and both teams actually have a word there that were placed 5 seconds apart. It's funny that neither has been dewarded so far.
I mean, that's what happens, isn't it? So, Kodos has his BKB as well as the full AC. That should make living up to the sniper's damage a tiny bit easier. No Roshan for another 30 seconds for Empire. They're looking to get their third one of the game and hoping that they can transition that into their second lane of rack. But Navi, it looks like they have some sort of idea that the next fight is going to happen around the Aegis, so they go for this 5-man smoke. Well, 4-man smoke, leaving Blizzy to show in the mid lane.
Dream has his 25 now, so he has another second of Omni Slash duration. Besides, gonna find the jump.
Oh, Dream, they managed to break it. The Lincoln Spear with the force of that. He's taking so much damage. He puts Phantom with the man. There's no way. Oh, wait, they're caught inside Phantom. The Silence, they've got the Doom. They lose Blizzy as well as the Bane. And now they're chasing forward. They buy back actually over here on the Bane Kodos. They have the goods back as well. They have the Magical. He's caught out. He does have a buyback if he feels the need to use it. Crystal Light with the BKB. Is it going to last long enough for him to able to TP away? And it will. Magical, he does have buyback if he feels the need to use it. So they forced out one buyback already. They have the extra Neko. He's not able to sleep himself just in time, but he doesn't tag up the sun. And they actually do force a buyback from Magical. But now they're holding Kodos in place, and they have enough damage with Crystallize as well as Magical Sniper laying into him. But a buyback from the big call there of Magical for the side of Navi. What are they going to be able to do?
Dream doesn't have buyback.
This?
Dream doesn't have buyback, so Navi could just try to go for a Roach right here. And there's not going to be any response from Empire, most likely. So this could be huge.
Yeah, but do they know about this? Like, I don't think they know that Juggernaut doesn't have a buyback. But they are all grouped up together, so they have to look to take this directive. And you can see they're marking the area on the map. They really want to find maybe one more from Empire so that they can secure this Roach Pit with ease.
They have 30 seconds, should be more than enough.
Yes, I actually have the vision on the wall of the side for the instant buyback here from the Kunkka. They sleep up on Diamond. Nice static storm, they're all caught in it. They're through the map around the static storm. They're not able to use their BKBs. There's so much damage. They've lost Crystalline. They've lost the Nokia. There's no buyback him. They buy back on Crystalline. And Xyx, he's running away to the high ground. They're not going to be able to catch him, but Magical, they get the glimpse. They had the vision. And Magical, but he pops his BKB, is able to save his life. But on top of the Doom is... On top of the Batrider, sorry, is this Doom. And what a great buyback here from the Kunkka. That's two massive kills from the side of Navi, as well as the crystallized buyback. Both the big cause of Navi in this Star Ranger, the Sniper. They don't have buybacks anymore. And Empire, they're going to get this Aegis for Dream.
I underestimated King I. I will never do the same thing again. My goodness, just a beautiful static storm kinetic field with 3 heroes being vacuumed in.
And he gets it. Blizzy, he steals the Aegis away from them. He might have to sacrifice his life for this. He doesn't have buyback there. It's no static storm. Blizzy is able to get away. No, they timed the torrent. But Blizzy, what a great steal. And he also got the refresh shard and the cheese. He got all 3 of the items from the roast pit.
My goodness, what a gold. Was so unexpected, I didn't even see it coming.
But they know Blizzy doesn't have a buyback as well as the Batrider. So it looks like they're still going to continue this push even without it because the Batrider, he's been the one able to get on top of Dream to be able to get those great lassos. But they're not going to be able to do it once again because he's dead for 50.
Yeah, it looks like this might just be mega quick, because if Magical or Crystallize steps out just that little bit too far, they can just go down without buyback, and that would be the end of Navi for sure.
Dream, he held onto his Omnistat in that engagement in pit. Navi, do you think they're going to put everything into defending against these Megas? Like, are they going to commit the buyback from the puck? They have 24 seconds without the bat.
I feel like they have to buy back. If there is any chance you can stop the Megas from coming out, you have to take it.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage from the sniper. They sleep all managed to nice select people. They do mount the sniper, but he does get his BKB off before it happens. The recoil is not to do them because like trying to do enough damage. With kinetic field, it doesn't catch. And he has the ethereal blade, so he's not actually taking the damage. And they pull the jungle back to Ramsey there with that ethereal blade. He does put himself away, but he has the Agnes recoil. And now the sniper, he's sitting right outside their fountain. Over here, they have the Latham. He goes back, they do lose the sniper run, they have the buyback. What now for the Juggernaut? Does he have the boots to travel? He tries to get back in as quickly as possible, TPing to that shrine. And Kodos, they do get the Beanie Baron. They don't have Magical for another 100 seconds. And it's Megacreeps, Navi, they call GG. Empire able to take the upset here with the first win over here in the best of 3. Able to move the score to 1.